What are the questions one needs to ask oneself?
Well, I think one needs to look at what bounty and blessings have I received from the universe that I want to acknowledge and celebrate? What do I want to celebrate about today? What happened today that I can celebrate, that I can be grateful for? And rather than waking up in the morning, I didn't get enough sleep, and going to bed at night with, I didn't get enough done, which is bookending your day with scarcity.
I think this is interesting for us to think about how many times a day that tape plays of not enough, not just in money. How many times the not enough shows up?
But what if we woke up in the morning and are so grateful for the sweet territory of silence and sleep? And you can wake up that way. You can actually tell yourself to do that. Our mind is very obedient, even if it's just 4 hours. And be grateful for that. And then at the end of the day, rather than looking at what didn't get done that's going to dribble over into tomorrow, which is where we mostly end up each day, to look at what I accomplished today, what I celebrate today. You know, today, every day is such a blessing.
You see the abundance of water, rain falling from the sky. There's an abundance of water. There's an abundance of aliveness. There's an abundance of joy in the dog that's going past you there. And so to recognize, to see the abundance that surrounds you, even if you're very poor in the eyes of the world, the abundance is always there around you, but you need to recognize it, acknowledge it. And another word for that is gratitude.
I know. I was going to say, that's why I've kept a gratitude journal for years.
3.5 minutes of pure gratitude about 3 things. And I pick one of those 3 to be simple, because I don't want to be the astronaut that, you know, he went to the moon, that was his idea of adventure, and then they all come back and were depressed, because what do I do for the rest of my life? So the wind in my face, you know, my children's faces, anything. And the reason for gratitude is the 2 emotions that mess us up the most are fear and anger. And you can't be grateful and fearful simultaneously. They don't go together. And you can't be angry and grateful simultaneously.
Gratefulness is the experience of the great fullness of life. And when you're in the great fullness of life, the bowl of life is so full, it's almost overflowing, but not quite. Not yet dribbling over the edges. And you're one with God, one with the universe, and there is no other. When you stand in and live in the great fullness of life. And that great fullness is so powerful that it overflows into a fountain, the bowl of life. And that puts you in this other branch of gratitude he calls Thanksgiving. And when you're in the branch of gratitude called Thanksgiving, the bowl of life is overflowing. And you're so grateful that there's an other, because all you want to do is give and share and serve and contribute. And that's so fulfilling. It puts you back in the great fullness of life. So you can live in that cycle. You can actually live in that cycle no matter what your financial circumstances.
You also say acknowledging the good that is already in your life is the foundation for all abundance.
Yes. And again, many people make that mistake because they believe that there is nothing good in my life. And that's absurd. It means they are not present. They are trapped in certain stories in their head which tell them continuously that there is nothing good in my life. And if they only opened their eyes and looked around, now abundance, you need to recognize that as coming from within you. Abundance is not something that external things come to you that make you abundant. Abundant is the energy that flows out of you, out of the being of who you are, into this world.
Isn't gratitude in itself an energy field that draws more to you? Isn't it its own vibrational frequency that draws more to you?
Yes.
And that's what I interpreted you saying.
That's it.
Is that gratitude is its own energy field.
Yes.
And that when you acknowledge and are grateful for whatever you have, when you can see and feel the gratitude, experience the gratitude in whatever you have, that changes your vibrational frequency, literally.
Yes.
And allows more to be drawn to you.
Yes, it changes your entire reality. It changes the way in which you experience life. It changes your world. Here in this moment, what is it in this moment that I can be grateful
for?